Somewhere deep in the earth, a fossil holds the shape of a world that vanished millions of years ago. We bring that world back to life tonight. We journey to the Sahara when it was green and full of life. Let the ages dissolve around you, sink gently into your pillow. The modern world can wait until morning. Let your eyelids grow pleasantly heavy. This is forgotten habitats. Let us begin. Close your eyes and let the weight of the modern world drift away. We are traveling back across the vast expanse of time to a place that exists now only in the memory of the earth. Beneath the golden sands of the modern desert lies a ghost of a garden. 10,000 years ago, the winds changed and the rains came, turning the dust into a cradle of life. This is the Green Sahara, a world of water and emerald plains, hidden beneath the veil of history. The air is thick and heavy with the scent of damp earth and crushed grass. You are standing on the edge of a world that has long since vanished. Here, in the heart of what we now call North Africa, the ground is soft and yielding underfoot. A gentle mist clings to the surface of a vast lake, stretching out toward a horizon that knows no end. This is Lake Megachad, a freshwater sea, larger than the Caspian, pulsing with the rhythm of the African humid period. Listen to the sound of the water lapping softly against the shore. It is a slow, rhythmic song, a heartbeat for a continent at rest. In the shallows, the reeds sway, caught in a breeze that carries the coolness of a distant storm. The heat of the day is fading, replaced by a deep indigo twilight that settles over the marshlands. Every breath you take is filled with the humidity of a rainforest and the sweetness of blooming acacias. In the distance, the silhouette of a herd of elephants moves slowly through the tall grass. They are giants of the Holocene, their footfalls heavy and deliberate, sending soft tremors through the earth. They move with a quiet grace, their trunks swaying as they navigate the labyrinth of riparian forests. There is no hurry here, only the slow passage of giants through a land of plenty. The world is wide and the grass is high, reaching up to brush against their weathered skin. Near the riverbank, a group of hippopotamuses rests in the cooling mud. You can hear the low, resonant rumble of their breath, a sound that vibrates in the chest. They are keepers of the water, their massive forms half submerged in the slow-moving current. Above them, the first stars begin to pierce the velvet sky, reflecting in the still pools that dot the landscape. The water is clear and deep, home to creatures that would one day become myths. Beneath the surface of the lake, great Nile perch glide through the underwater forests of weed. They move like silver ghosts, their scales shimmering in the fading light. The world below is silent and cool, a sanctuary of shadows and slow currents. Here the life of the Sahara is measured in the flicker of a fin and the steady pulse of the lake. It is a world of abundance where the water provides for every living thing. On the higher ground where the soil is firm and the trees grow thick, the aurochs graze. These ancient wild cattle are powerful and calm, their curved horns catching the moonlight. They move in a slow dance of survival and peace, their presence a testament to the richness of this forgotten habitat. The scent of wild herbs and flowering shrubs hangs in the air, a fragrant reminder of the life that thrives in the rain's wake. High above, in the rocky outcrops of the Tibesti Mountains, the Barbary sheep watch the world below. They are still as the stone itself, their amber eyes reflecting the vastness of the green plains. From this height, the Sahara looks like an endless tapestry of blue and green, woven together by the silver threads of rivers. The wind up here is thin and sharp, carrying the distant calls of predators and the rustle of the savanna. As the night deepens, the symphony of the marshland begins to swell. The frogs offer a chorus of clicks and hums, a steady background noise that lulls the mind into a deep, restful state. Fireflies begin to dance over the reeds, their tiny lights flickering like fallen stars, caught in the humid air. Each glow is a brief moment of magic in a world that feels as though it could last forever. The darkness is not empty, but full of the quiet movements of a world at peace. In a nearby grove of acacia trees, a family of giraffes stretches their long necks toward the canopy. They move with a fluid, liquid motion, their spotted hides blending into the dappled shadows. The sound of their chewing is a soft, rhythmic crunch, a peaceful sound that speaks of safety and contentment. They are the sentinels of the trees, watching over the sleeping world with quiet, gentle eyes. The air around them is still, and the only movement is the slow flicker of their ears. Further along the shore, a massive crocodile slides silently into the water. Its movement is almost imperceptible, a ripple in the mirror-like surface that quickly fades away. This is an ancient predator, a relic of a time even older than this green world, yet it fits perfectly into the balance of the ecosystem. It does not hunt with urgency, but with a patient, timeless grace, a shadow in the deep, waiting for the world to turn. The lake swallows it whole, leaving only the moonlight dancing on the ripples. In the heart of the savanna, the wild asses huddle together, their breath misting in the cool night air. They are small and hardy, built for the long journeys across the plains, yet here they find rest in the abundance of the grass. Their ears twitch at the sound of a distant lion's roar, a low, vibrating sound that carries for miles. But tonight, the lion is far away, and the herd remains still, tucked into the safety of the tall, golden stalks. You find yourself walking along a path worn smooth by generations of animals. The ground is cool beneath your feet, and the grass brushes against your legs like a soft green sea. There is a sense of profound ancientness here, a feeling that you are walking through a dream that the earth once had. The Sahara is not a desert here. It is a lung breathing life into the continent, a vibrant, pulsing heart of green. Every leaf and every drop of water is a gift from the changing winds. As you reach a small rise, you see a seasonal pool reflecting the full moon. The water is perfectly still, a silver coin dropped into the dark velvet of the grass. Around the edges, the tracks of many animals are visible in the soft mud, a record of the visitors who have come to drink. There are the delicate prints of gazelles, the heavy ruts of buffalo, and the broad, flat marks of hippos. It is a crossroads of life, a meeting place for the inhabitants of this lush paradise. In the distance, a thunderstorm is brewing, the clouds lit from within by soft, rolling lightning. The thunder is a low, distant grumble, like the sound of a sleeping giant turning in its bed. It brings with it the promise of more rain, the lifeblood of this world, ensuring that the lakes stay full and the grass stays green. The scent of ozone and wet dust drifts toward you on the breeze, a sharp, clean smell that clears the mind. The world is preparing for a cleansing, a gentle watering of the garden. Nearby, an ostrich family sits nestled in a hollow of the earth. The large birds are quiet, their long necks tucked low as they rest in the safety of the night. Their feathers rustle softly as they shift in their sleep, a sound like dry leaves skittering across the ground. They are part of the vast diversity of this land, a place where the familiar and the strange exist side by side. The night holds them in a gentle embrace as the stars turn slowly overhead. You find a place to rest on a bed of soft moss near the trunk of an ancient baobab tree. The tree is a titan, its bark thick and wrinkled like the skin of the elephants that pass it by. Its branches reach out like gnarled fingers, grasping at the moonlight and the stars. Resting against its solid trunk, you can feel the stillness of the earth, a deep, grounding peace that seeps into your bones. The world is old and wise, and you are a part of its long, slow story. The mist begins to thicken, rolling in from the lake in long, white fingers. It masks the world in a soft, grey veil, turning the trees into ghosts and the water into a dream. The sounds of the night become muffled and distant, as if the world is being wrapped in cotton. It is a time for deep sleep, for the mind to wander into the shadows of the past and find rest in the silence of the green Sahara. The humidity is a warm blanket, and the ground is a steady cradle. As you drift closer to sleep, you think of the water flowing through the hidden channels of the earth. You think of the seeds waiting in the soil for the next rain, and the animals dreaming of the morning sun. This world is a cycle of life, a brief and beautiful moment in the history of the planet, preserved here in the quiet of the night. There is no fear, only the steady, unchanging rhythm of the seasons and the slow dance of the stars. The green Sahara is a sanctuary, a place of peace and plenty where the land and the water are one. It is a reminder that the earth is always changing, always breathing, and always finding ways to flourish. As the moon climbs higher and the shadows of the acacias lengthen, we move deeper into the heart of this ancient garden, where the pulse of the water grows even stronger. The air is thick, with the scent of damp earth, and the sweet, heavy perfume of night-blooming jasmine that climbs the lower branches of the baobab. You can hear the water, a low, rhythmic lapping against the muddy banks, telling stories of the mountains far to the south, where the rains began their journey. It is a slow, patient sound, the pulse of a continent, breathing through its river veins. Moving away from the great tree, your feet sink slightly into the cool, soft silt of the riverbank. The ground is a tapestry of life, covered in a velvet carpet of moss and tiny translucent ferns that curl like sleeping snails. The humidity clings to your skin like a warm silk shroud, comforting and heavy, holding the heat of the day long after the sun has vanished. Ahead, the river widens into a vast silver mirror, reflecting the constellations of the Holocene sky. The stars are brilliant and sharp, untroubled by the haze of dust that will one day define this land. Here, in the heart of the green Sahara, the heavens are a map of light, guiding the migrations of beasts and the dreams of the people who call this garden home. A cluster of papyrus stalks rises from the shallows, their feathered heads swaying in a breeze you can barely feel. They brush against one another with a sound like dry parchment, a gentle scratching whisper that blends with the chorus of the frogs. They're everywhere, 1,000 tiny voices chirping and drumming in a symphony of the wetlands. In the deeper water, a massive shape breaks the surface with a slow, wet sigh. A hippopotamus, its skin glistening like polished obsidian in the moonlight, exhales a cloud of silver spray. It is a titan of the river, a peaceful guardian of the currents, moving with a surprising weightless grace beneath the dark water. It sinks back down, leaving only a circle of ripples that expand and fade into the stillness. Further along the bank, the tracks of a herd of elephants are pressed deep into the mud, like giant, shallow bowls. They have passed this way recently, leaving behind the scent of crushed grass and the lingering musk of the wild. You can almost feel the vibration of their heavy footfalls echoing through the earth, a steady, grounding thrum that speaks of ancient wisdom and long memories. The path leads you toward a grove of Saharan cypress, their trunks tall and straight, like the pillars of a forgotten temple. These trees are old, some having stood for over 1,000 years, their roots reaching deep into the hidden aquifers that feed this lush world. Their needles are a deep, dark green, catching the moonlight and turning it into a soft emerald glow. The silence here is profound, a heavy velvet quiet that settles over your shoulders. It is the silence of a world at rest, a world that knows its own strength and its own beauty. The air is cooler beneath the canopy, smelling of resin and ancient wood, a scent that is both sharp and soothing. You linger here for a moment, letting the stillness fill you, letting the weight of the forest anchor you to the present. Beyond the grove, the land rises in a series of sandstone terraces, carved by the wind and the water into fantastic shapes. These are the cliffs of the Tassili Naja, a high plateau that overlooks the vast green plains. In the moonlight, the stone is a pale, ghostly orange, its surface etched with the lines of time and the stories of the earth. High up on a ledge, a group of Barbary sheep stands motionless, their curved horns silhouetted against the starry sky. They are like statues carved from the rock itself, watching over the valley with quiet, steady eyes. They do not fear the night, for they are a part of it, their spirits woven into the fabric of the mountains and the wind. In the distance, a small, flickering light catches your eye. It is a campfire, nestled in the mouth of a shallow cave, a tiny spark of warmth in the vastness of the night. It is a sign of the people who live here, the hunters and the herders, who move with the seasons and the rain. Their presence is a gentle one, a quiet thread in the grand tapestry of the ecosystem. Near the fire, the walls of the cave are covered in paintings, vibrant scenes of life, captured in red ochre and yellow clay. There are images of giraffes with long, elegant necks, and hunters with bows chasing the great herds of aurochs. These paintings are a bridge across the millennia, a way for the past to speak to the quiet of the night. As you descend from the plateau, the air begins to change, growing heavier and more charged with energy. A bank of dark clouds is moving in from the horizon, swallowing the stars, one by one. The moon is hooded, its light becoming a soft, diffused glow that turns the landscape into a world of shadows and silver grey. Then, the first drop of rain falls, a single cool touch on your forehead. It is followed by another, and then another, until the air is filled with the soft, rhythmic drumming of a midnight shower. The rain is warm and gentle, a liquid blessing that brings out the deep hidden scents of the parched stone and the thirsty leaves. The sound of the rain is a lullaby, a steady hypnotic pulse that washes away the last traces of the day. It cleanses the world, smoothing the tracks in the mud and filling the hollows of the rocks with crystal pools. You find shelter beneath the broad leaves of a wild fig tree, listening to the water as it dances across the canopy. Through the veil of the rain, you see a giraffe standing tall and still in the middle of a clearing. Its patterned hide is dark with moisture, and its long eyelashes are beaded with silver drops. It looks toward you with a calm, unblinking gaze, a silent witness to the beauty of the storm. The world is a garden of water and light, a place where every creature finds its place in the circle. The rain begins to taper off, leaving the world dripping and refreshed. The clouds part, revealing the moon once more, its light reflecting in 1,000 tiny mirrors on every leaf and blade of grass. The air is incredibly clear, so fresh that every breath feels like a drink of cold water from a mountain spring. You walk back toward the river, your footsteps silent on the wet moss. The water has risen slightly, its surface alive with the movement of fish, jumping for insects that have been disturbed by the rain. A Nile perch, as long as a man, glides through the reeds, its scales shimmering like a suit of silver armor. The fireflies have come out, their tiny pulsing lights dancing over the marsh like fallen stars. They weave a pattern of gold and green in the darkness, a silent, flickering dance that celebrates the return of the moon. You follow their light moving deeper into the shadows of the river forest. The night is far from over, but the world is settling into a deeper, more profound state of rest. The pulse of the water is a steady heartbeat, and the rustle of the leaves is a soft, rhythmic breath. As we follow the curve of the bank, the trees grow taller and the canopy closes overhead, leading us toward the hidden heart of the ancient wetlands. The canopy above is a cathedral of interlocking branches and broad, waxy leaves that filter the moonlight into soft emerald shafts. Here, in the deep interior of the river forest, the air is thick and heavy with the scent of damp earth and crushed mint. It is a sweet, intoxicating perfume that clings to the skin and fills the lungs with the very essence of the ancient world. Every breath is a slow, deliberate act, a way to taste the humidity and the life that thrives in the shadows. You move with a quiet reverence, your feet finding purchase on a carpet of moss and fallen petals. The ground is soft, yielding slightly beneath your weight, like a living thing. There is no urgency here, only the steady, rhythmic pulse of the ecosystem at rest. The trees are giants, their trunks wrapped in vines, as thick as a man's thigh, climbing toward the distant stars. They are silent guardians of a world that knows only the cycles of the sun and the moon. To your left, a small stream meanders through the undergrowth, its water clear and cold. It gurgles softly over smooth stones, a liquid song that mimics the heartbeat of the land. You pause to watch the water as it swirls around the roots of a massive wild fig tree. The roots are like ancient fingers, gripping the earth and reaching into the depths for nourishment. In the shallow pools, tiny fish dart like silver needles, disturbed by the gentle ripple of your presence. The forest is alive with the sounds of the night, a symphony of chirps and rustles that never truly stops. A tree frog, no larger than a thumb, calls out from a broad leaf, its voice a high, clear note that echoes through the stillness. It is answered by another and then another until the air is filled with a chorus of tiny musicians. They are the heralds of the rain, the keepers of the moisture that sustains this green paradise. Further ahead, the forest opens into a hidden lagoon, a secret mirror held in the palm of the earth. The water is perfectly still, reflecting the moon and the stars, with such clarity that it is hard to tell where the sky ends and the water begins. White water lilies float on the surface, their petals unfurled like delicate porcelain bowls. They glow with a soft, ethereal light, as if they have captured the moonbeams and held them close. You sit on a fallen log at the water's edge, watching the mist rise from the surface. It drifts in slow, swirling patterns, like the ghosts of ancient dancers moving to a silent rhythm. The air is cooler here, a refreshing contrast to the warmth of the forest. You can hear the distant, low rumble of a hippopotamus submerged in the deeper water, its breath a soft, wet huff that ripples the surface. It is a sound of immense power and profound peace, a reminder of the giants that share this world. A large monitor lizard rests on a partially submerged branch, its long, flickering tongue tasting the air. Its scales are dark and patterned, a suit of natural armor that blends perfectly with the shadows. It is still as a statue, its golden eyes fixed on the movement of a water beetle. The lizard is a master of patience, a creature that understands the value of waiting and the wisdom of the quiet moment. High above, in the tangled canopy, a pair of owls watch the world with wide, unblinking eyes. Their feathers are soft and mottled, allowing them to fly with absolute silence through the dark. They are the shadows within the shadows, the keen-eyed hunters of the midnight hour. One of them lets out a low, haunting hoot, a sound that carries for miles over the wetlands. It is a lonely, beautiful call that speaks of the vastness of the wilderness. The smell of the lagoon is different from the forest, a mix of sweet water, decaying vegetation, and the sharp, clean scent of blooming lotus. It is the smell of transition, of life being recycled and reborn in the fertile mud. You reach down and touch the water, its coolness a gentle shock against your skin. It is the lifeblood of the Sahara, the precious resource that has turned a desert into a garden. In the reeds at the far side of the lagoon, a group of herons stand like grey sentinels, their long necks tucked against their bodies. They are asleep, yet ever alert to the slightest change in the environment. Their presence is a testament to the richness of these waters, a place where food and shelter are found in abundance. The world is a tapestry of interconnected lives, each thread as important as the next. A soft breeze stirs the leaves, bringing with it the scent of the open savanna that lies beyond the trees. It is a dry, grassy smell, a hint of the vast plains that stretch out under the moonlight. You realize that the forest is just one part of this grand landscape, a green jewel set in a crown of golden grass. The transition between the two is a place of magic, where the shadows of the trees meet the light of the plains. You stand and continue your journey, moving toward the edge of the river forest. The trees begin to thin, and the undergrowth becomes less dense, allowing more moonlight to reach the ground. The air grows lighter, and the sounds of the marsh begin to fade, replaced by the low, steady hum of the savanna insects. It is a shift in energy, a movement from the intimate to the infinite. On the forest fringe, you encounter a grove of wild date palms, their fronds rustling like dry paper in the wind. The fruit hangs in heavy orange clusters, a bounty for the creatures that roam the night. A family of baboons is nestled in the higher branches, their dark shapes huddled together for warmth and security. They are silent now, their day of foraging and play replaced by the deep restorative sleep of the wilderness. You find a path, worn smooth by the passage of countless animals, leading out onto the plain. The grass is tall, reaching up to your waist, and it shimmers like silver in the moonlight. It is a sea of movement waving in the breeze, a living ocean that hides 1,000 secrets. You can see the tracks of a herd of aurochs, the wild ancestors of cattle pressed deep into the soil. In the distance, the silhouette of a lone acacia tree stands against the horizon, its flat top a perfect stage for the stars. It is a symbol of endurance, a tree that can thrive in the harshest conditions. Yet here it is surrounded by plenty. The Sahara is a land of contrasts, a place where the extreme meets the extraordinary. Every element of the landscape tells a story of resilience and adaptation. The air is incredibly clear, and the stars are so bright they seem to pulse with their own inner light. You can see the Milky Way, a river of celestial dust flowing across the vault of the heavens. It is a sight that humbles and inspires, a reminder of our place in the vastness of time and space. The ancient people who lived here would have looked up at these same stars, finding their way by the light of the constellations. You walk toward a cluster of rocks that rise from the plain like the spine of a buried giant. They are warm to the touch, having absorbed the heat of the sun throughout the long day. You find a flat ledge and lie back, looking up at the sky. The stone beneath you is solid and ancient, a foundation that has stood for millions of years. It is a place of perfect stillness, a sanctuary in the heart of the wild. As you lie there, you hear the distant melodic lowing of the aurochs, a sound that is both familiar and strange. It is a call that has echoed across these plains for generations, a song of the herd and the land. The sound is soothing, a low-frequency vibration that settles in your chest and calms your mind. The world is at peace, and for this moment you are a part of it. The shadows of the rocks stretch out across the grass, moving slowly as the moon climbs higher. The world is a study in silver and black, a landscape of light and shadow that shifts and changes with the passage of time. You feel a deep sense of belonging, a connection to the earth that transcends language and culture. It is the primal bond that unites all living things. The night continues its slow, majestic progress toward the dawn. The air remains cool, and the sounds of the savanna provide a constant, comforting backdrop to your thoughts. You are drifting now, on the edge of sleep, your body heavy and relaxed, your mind quiet and still. The journey is not over, but for now the world is content to simply be, and we prepare to cross the threshold into the vast, silent heart of the moonlit plains. The stone beneath you retains the memory of the sun, a gentle warmth that seeped into the granite over many hours. You rise from your resting place, moving with a quiet grace across the plateau. Each step is cushioned by a thin layer of moss and lichen that clings to the rocks, drinking in the dew. The air here is thinner and cooler, carrying the scent of high-altitude pines and wild lavender. Below you the valley stretches out, a ribbon of dark velvet where the trees grow thickest. You follow a path worn into the stone by thousands of years of migrating herds. It is a natural staircase leading down into the heart of the canyon system. The walls of the canyon rise up on either side like the ramparts of a fortress, carved by wind and water. The sandstone is layered in shades of deep ochre and burnt sienna, even under the silver light of the moon. You can feel the stillness of the deep earth, a silence that is heavy and profound. High above, on a narrow ledge, a Barbary sheep stands motionless, its curved horns silhouetted against the stars. It watches you with eyes that are used to the dark, a silent guardian of the heights. The sheep is a master of this vertical world, moving with a confidence that defies gravity. You continue your descent, the air becoming more humid as you reach the valley floor. The sound of trickling water greets you, a soft and rhythmic melody that echoes off the stone. It is a small stream fed by an underground spring that has flowed here for 10,000 years. The water is crystal clear, bubbling over smooth pebbles and disappearing into a thicket of oleander. You pause to listen to the music of the water, a sound that is both ancient and ever new. It is the lifeblood of this hidden world, a constant presence in a changing landscape. The scent of damp earth and crushed mint fills the air, a refreshing contrast to the dry heat of the day. You walk along the stream, the ground soft and yielding under your feet. The vegetation is lush, a dense canopy of wild olives and Mediterranean oaks that provide a deep shade. You can see the glow of bioluminescent fungi clinging to the rotting trunks of fallen trees. They emit a soft greenish light like tiny stars scattered across the forest floor. It is a miniature galaxy hidden in the shadows, a world of wonder that exists only in the dark. As you move deeper into the canyon, you come across a large rock shelter, its ceiling blackened by the soot of ancient fires. This was a home for the people of the Green Sahara, a place of safety and community. On the walls, you can see their stories, painted in red and white pigments that have survived the passage of millennia. There are images of giraffes with long, graceful necks and elephants with tusks like ivory scythes. There are hunters with bows and arrows and dancers moving in a circle around a central figure. These paintings are a bridge across time, a connection to the minds and hearts of those who came before. You can almost feel their presence in the cool air of the shelter, a lingering echo of their laughter and songs. They lived in harmony with this land, following the cycles of the rain and the sun. The world they knew was a paradise of green, a land of abundance and variety. You sit for a moment on a smooth stone, letting the weight of history settle over you. In the distance, you hear the low, resonant hoot of an eagle owl perched in the branches of a towering cypress. It is a sound of the deep night, a call that signals the changing of the guard. The nocturnal creatures are awake, moving through the undergrowth with silent efficiency. You see the flash of a small rodent scurrying under a leaf and the slow, deliberate movement of a hedgehog in the grass. The ecosystem is alive, even in the hours of deepest shadow. The canyon widens, opening into a broad basin where the stream expands into a series of shallow pools. These are the deltas, the natural reservoirs that sustain life during the dry season. The surface of the water is like a mirror, reflecting the constellations in perfect detail. You see the great bear and the hunter drifting on the surface of the still water. It is a moment of perfect clarity, a vision of the cosmos held in the palm of the earth. A group of gazelles arrives at the edge of the pool, their movements delicate and tentative. They lower their heads to drink, their ears twitching at every sound. They are the personification of grace, their slender bodies designed for speed and agility. You remain perfectly still, watching them as they satisfy their thirst. They are unaware of your presence, a rare moment of intimacy with the wild. When they finish, they vanish into the darkness as silently as they arrived. You continue your journey, following the basin as it slopes toward the east. The vegetation begins to change, the dense forest giving way to open parkland. There are scattered groves of acacia and baobab, their strange silhouettes, standing like sentinels against the sky. The grass is tall here, reaching up to your waist, a golden sea that whispers in the breeze. You can feel the vastness of the African continent stretching out in all directions, a land of infinite possibilities. The air is filled with the sound of insects, a constant hum that forms the bass line of the night's symphony. You hear the rhythmic chirping of crickets and the high-pitched buzz of cicadas. It is a sound that is both hypnotic and soothing, a white noise that clears the mind. You find yourself walking in time to the rhythm, your steps light and effortless. You are a part of the landscape, a temporary visitor in a timeless world. In the far distance you see the flicker of lightning, a silent display of power on the horizon. A storm is brewing many miles away, bringing the promise of rain to the thirsty land. The green Sahara owes its existence to these monsoon rains that travel inland from the distant ocean. They are the architects of this ecosystem, the force that turns the dust into a garden. You can feel the change in the atmospheric pressure, a subtle shift that signals the coming of the clouds. The moon begins its slow descent toward the western horizon, casting long, dramatic shadows across the plain. The world is bathed in a soft, ethereal light that blurs the edges of reality. You come across a stand of ancient cypress trees, their trunks thick and gnarled with the weight of centuries. These are the Saharan cypresses, a species that has survived from a much wetter era. They are living fossils, witnesses to the long history of this land. You walk among the trees, their needles forming a soft carpet beneath your feet. The air is fragrant, with the scent of resin and old wood. It is a sacred place, a grove of giants that have stood their ground against the encroaching desert. You find a comfortable spot between the roots of a massive tree and sit down. The wood is cool and solid against your back, a grounding presence in the shifting night. You close your eyes and listen to the wind sighing through the branches. It is a sound of deep time, a voice that speaks of the rise and fall of civilizations. The Sahara has seen many changes, from lush forest to parched desert and back again. It is a land of cycles, a place where life is always waiting for the return of the rain. You feel a sense of peace, a quiet acceptance of the natural order. Everything is as it should be in this moment of perfect stillness. As you rest, you notice a small blue flower blooming in the shadow of the tree. It is a desert rose, a delicate beauty that thrives in the most unlikely of places. It is a symbol of hope, a reminder that life is resilient and persistent. You reach out to touch its petals, feeling the softness of its velvet skin. It is a tiny miracle, a splash of color in the silver world. You leave it where it is, a secret treasure for the next traveler to find. The sky is beginning to lighten. In the east, a pale gray that signals the approach of the dawn. The stars are fading one by one, retreating into the depths of the morning sky. You rise from your seat, feeling refreshed and renewed. The journey has been long, but the destination is finally in sight. You walk toward the horizon, where the land meets the sky in a line of perfect gold. The air is cool and crisp, carrying the scent of the morning dew. You can hear the first birds starting to sing, their melodies bright and clear. It is the beginning of a new day in the green Sahara, a world of life and light. You walk with a sense of purpose, your heart full of the wonders you have seen. The land is waking up, and you are there to witness its rebirth. Ahead of you, the vast expanse of a great lake begins to shimmer in the early light. It is the heart of the region, a place where the water meets the sky in an endless horizon. The reeds are swaying in the morning breeze, and the surface of the water is alive with movement. You have reached the threshold of a new world, a place of infinite beauty, and we move now toward the silvered edges of the Great Lake Megachad, where the waters speak of the deep green earth. The Great Lake Megachad stretches out before you, an inland sea of silver and glass. Its waters, vast and deep, hold the memory of 1,000 rains. You stand upon the soft, damp earth of the shoreline, where the mud is cool between your toes. The air here is heavy with the scent of damp reeds and the sweet musk of the water. It is a world of liquid shadows and soft, rhythmic pulses. Beneath the surface of the moonlit water, giants move in slow, silent arcs. The Nile perch, some as long as a grown man, glide through the submerged forests of pondweed. Their scales catch the faint light from above, shimmering like tarnished silver. They are the silent guardians of the depths, ancient and patient in their watery realm. You watch the ripples. They leave behind a gentle signature on the mirror of the lake. A pod of hippopotamuses rests in the shallows, their massive forms looking like smooth, dark boulders. They huff softly, sending plumes of mist into the cool night air. The sound is deep and resonant, a bass note that vibrates in your chest. They are at peace in this fertile world, their heavy bodies supported by the buoyant embrace of the lake. You feel the weight of their presence, a grounding force in the shifting shadows. Further along the bank, the West African crocodiles lie motionless on the sandbars. Their armored backs are slick with water, reflecting the pale glow of the rising moon. They are perfectly still, like statues carved from the earth itself. Only their eyes, gleaming with a prehistoric intelligence, betray their presence. They are the masters of patience, waiting for the world to come to them. The reeds, tall and thick, whisper to one another in the evening breeze. They form a dense green wall that hides 1,000 tiny lives. You hear the soft clicking of frogs and the rustle of small mammals moving through the undergrowth. It is a symphony, of the small, a constant, gentle background noise that lulls you into a deeper state of relaxation. Every sound is a thread in the tapestry of the green Sahara. Night-blooming lilies open their petals to the stars, releasing a perfume that is both sweet and earthy. They float like pale ghosts on the surface of the dark water. You reach out to touch one, feeling its waxy, cool texture. It is a delicate thing, a brief flowering in the vastness of time. The lake is full of such wonders, small and large, all connected by the life-giving power of the water. In the distance, the calls of night birds echo across the expanse of the lake. They are lonely, haunting sounds that speak of the great distances and the ancient paths of migration. You listen to their voices, feeling a sense of connection to the wild heart of the continent. The Sahara is not a desert here, but a lush, thriving garden, a place of abundance and peace. It is a world that breathes with the rhythm of the seasons. As the moon climbs higher, the landscape is bathed in a soft, ethereal light. The mountains in the distance are silhouetted against the sky, like sleeping giants. You feel a deep sense of belonging, as if you are a part of this world, and it is a part of you. The boundaries between the self and the environment begin to blur in the quiet of the night. You are simply a witness to the beauty of the deep green earth. The water laps gently against the shore, a steady, hypnotic sound. It is a lullaby for the land, a song of comfort and rest. You find a spot on a mossy bank and lie down, looking up at the vast, star-filled sky. The stars are so bright, they seem to pulse with a life of their own. You feel the coolness of the earth beneath you and the warmth of the humid air on your skin. You close your eyes and let the sounds of the lake wash over you. The huffing of the hippos, the rustling of the reeds, the distant calls of the birds. It is a world at rest, a world that knows its own value. There is no hurry here, no urgency, only the slow, steady flow of time. You drift on the edge of sleep, feeling safe and protected, in the heart of the green Sahara. The mud beneath you is thick and rich, the foundation of this entire ecosystem. It is teeming with life, from the smallest bacteria to the roots of the giant papyrus. You can feel the subtle vibrations of the earth, the heartbeat of the land. It is a deep, slow pulse that resonates with your own. You are grounded and secure, held in the lap of the Great Lake. A gentle mist begins to rise from the water, veiling the world in a soft white shroud. It moves like a living thing, flowing over the reeds and the sandbars. It softens the edges of the world, making everything seem dreamlike and distant. You watch it with half-closed eyes, fascinated by its slow, graceful movements. It is a blanket for the night, a quiet tucking in of the world. You think of the fish swimming in the depths, the Nile perch and the catfish navigating the dark waters. They are part of a cycle that has continued for millions of years. The lake provides for them all a source of life and a place of refuge. It is a generous provider, a mother to all who dwell within its reach. You feel a sense of gratitude for its presence in this vanished world. The stars reflect in the water, creating a twin sky beneath you. It is as if you are floating in the center of the universe. The boundaries of the world have fallen away, leaving only the light and the water. You feel a sense of weightlessness, a freedom from the burdens of the day. You are light and airy, like the mist that rises from the lake. A soft wind brushes against your cheek, carrying the scent of rain from a distant storm. It is a refreshing sensation, a reminder of the cycles that sustain this land. The rain will come, and the lake will grow, and the life will continue. It is a promise that is kept year after year, century after century. You trust in this promise and let it soothe your spirit. The sounds of the night are shifting now as the world moves toward the deeper hours. The frogs have grown quieter, and the birds have settled into their nests. The hippos have moved further into the water, their shapes lost in the shadows. The lake is still and silent, a mirror for the soul. You are alone with your thoughts and the vast, quiet beauty of the green Sahara. You feel a deep sense of peace, a quiet joy in the simple act of being. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go. You are exactly where you are meant to be. The world is perfect, in its own way, a masterpiece of life and light. You let this realization fill you, like the water fills the lake. As the night deepens, you feel a sense of profound relaxation. Your muscles are soft and heavy. Your breath is slow and steady. You are sinking into the earth, becoming a part of the landscape. The lake, the reeds, the stars, they are all a part of you. You are one with the green Sahara, a witness to its eternal beauty. The mist is thicker now, a soft white wall that shuts out the rest of the world. You are in a cocoon of silence and peace. The only sound is the gentle lapping of the water and the slow, steady beat of your heart. You are safe. You are loved. You are at rest. The world is a beautiful place, and you are a part of it. We drift now away from the open water and into the tangled emerald heart of the river deltas, where the pulse of the land beats strongest and the shadows of the palms dance in the silver light of the moon. The delta is a labyrinth of liquid silver. Each channel leads deeper into the heart of the green Sahara. The papyrus stalks stand tall and silent, like ancient sentinels guarding the secrets of the water. You move with the current, a slow and steady progression through the reeds. The air is heavy, with the scent of damp earth and the sweet musk of blooming lilies. Your senses are attuned to the subtle shifts in the environment, the rustle of a leaf, the ripple of a wave, the distant call of a night heron. It is a world of layers, each one more intricate than the last. You feel the weight of the history that is written in the mud and the silt. This land has seen the rise and fall of countless seasons, and yet it remains timeless and enduring. To your left, a cluster of palms leans over the water, their fronds dipping into the stream. They are like long green fingers, stroking the surface of the river. The moonlight filters through the leaves, creating a pattern of light and shadow on the water. It is a dance of silver and black, a visual lullaby for the weary soul. You watch the patterns shift and change as you drift past. In the distance, the low grumble of a hippopotamus echoes through the delta. It is a sound of power and presence, a reminder of the life that thrives in these hidden places. The water carries the sound to you, a deep and resonant vibration that you feel in your chest. It is a comforting sound, a sign that the world is alive and well. You are a guest in this watery kingdom. Beneath the surface, the fish are active, their scales glinting in the moonlight. The Nile, perch, and the catfish move with a grace that is both powerful and effortless. They are the masters of this liquid world, navigating the shadows with ease. You feel a sense of connection to them, as if you too are a part of this underwater ballet. The water is cool and inviting a cradle for the life it holds. As you move further into the delta, the vegetation becomes denser and more lush. The vines of wild grapes hang from the trees, their fruit dark and heavy. The smell of ripening fruit mingles with the scent of the water, creating a rich and heady aroma. It is the scent of abundance of a land that is overflowing with life. You breathe it in deeply, letting it fill your lungs and your heart. On a small, muddy bank, a group of crocodiles lies in wait. They are still and silent, like statues carved from stone. Their eyes reflect the moonlight, glowing with a soft amber light. They are the ancient guardians of the river, a link to a time long before the desert was green. You feel a sense of respect for these powerful creatures and the role they play in the cycle of life. Further along, a herd of elephants is crossing the river. Their massive shapes move through the water with a surprising quietness. You can hear the soft splash of their feet and the gentle rumbling of their trunks. They are like moving mountains, a force of nature that is both gentle and strong. You watch as they reach the other side and disappear into the darkness of the palms. The air is filled with the sound of insects, a constant and rhythmic hum that is like a heartbeat for the delta. The crickets and the cicadas sing their songs of the night, a chorus that never ends. It is a soothing sound, a white noise that drowns out the worries of the world. You let the sound wash over you like a warm blanket of peace. In the reeds, a small bird stirs in its nest. It is a sunbird, its feathers reflecting the colors of the rainbow even in the moonlight. It chirps softly, a tiny sound in the vastness of the delta. It is a reminder that even the smallest of creatures has a place in this grand design. You feel a sense of tenderness for the bird and its fragile beauty. The sky above is a canopy of stars, a map of the heavens that has guided travelers for millennia. You can see the Milky Way, a river of light that stretches across the firmament. It is a sight that fills you with wonder and awe. You are a small part of a vast and infinite universe, and yet you are here in this moment experiencing the beauty of the green Sahara. As you drift, the landscape begins to change, the dense thickets giving way to open marshes. The water is shallower here, and the reeds are shorter and more sparse. You can see for miles across the moonlit plains. It is a landscape of space and light, a place where the earth and the sky meet. You feel a sense of expansion, of freedom that is both exhilarating and calming. In the distance, a group of Barbary sheep stands on a rocky outcrop. Their horns curve gracefully against the stars, a silhouette of elegance and strength. They are the masters of the high ground looking down on the world below. You feel a sense of kinship with them, as if you too are a watcher of the night. The world is quiet and still, a sanctuary for the soul. Beside the water, a cluster of wild melons grows on the vine. Their round shapes are like fallen moons resting on the earth. They are a source of moisture and life for the creatures of the savanna. You can see the tracks of a small rodent in the sand leading to the melons. It is a simple story of survival and provision, a testament to the resilience of life. As the night progresses, the mist begins to rise from the water once again. It is a soft and ethereal veil that blurs the edges of the world. You feel as if you are floating in a dream, a place where the boundaries between reality and imagination are thin. The world is a mystery, a puzzle that is waiting to be solved. You are content to simply be a witness to its beauty. The sound of the water is a constant companion, a gentle lapping that is like a lullaby for the mind. It is a sound that has no beginning and no end, a rhythm that is as old as the earth itself. You let the sound carry you away into a state of deep relaxation. Your body is heavy, and still your mind is clear and calm. You are at peace with the world and with yourself. You pass by an abandoned dugout canoe resting on the bank. It is a relic of the people who call this land home, a sign of their connection to the river. It is a simple and beautiful object, carved from a single log. You imagine the hands that shaped it and the journeys it has taken. It is a part of the story of the Green Sahara, a story that is still being written. In the distance, the fireflies are dancing, their tiny lights flickering like stars on the earth. They are a sign of the magic that is hidden in the world, a reminder that there is beauty in the smallest of things. You watch them for a long time, enchanted by their silent dance. They are like a promise of hope, a light in the darkness. A soft wind brushes against your face, carrying the scent of the desert that lies beyond the green. It is a dry and dusty scent, a reminder of the change that will one day come. But for now the land is lush and full of life. You hold onto this moment, this beautiful reality, and let it fill you with gratitude. The world is a gift, and you are here to receive it. We move now away from the marshes and toward the edge of the savanna, where the grass is tall and the trees are sparse, and the pulse of the land begins to shift once more into the rhythm of the open plains, where the great herds roam under the watchful eyes of the stars. The grass here is a sea of silver and gold, swaying in the cool breath of the night. It is taller than a man, a dense and rustling world that hides 1,000 secrets. You can hear the soft friction of the blades rubbing against one another, a sound like the falling of distant rain. The air is different here on the open plains. It is wider and more expansive, carrying the scent of dry earth and the faint musk of the great herds. You walk with a slow and steady step, feeling the firm ground beneath you, a foundation that has supported life for thousands of years. The stars are your only guides, hanging low and heavy in the velvet sky. They are so bright that they cast soft shadows on the ground, a map of light and dark that shifts with every breeze. In the distance, a great shadow moves across the horizon. It is a herd of elephants, their massive forms silhouetted against the stars. You can hear the deep rumble of their communication, a sound that is felt in the chest as much as it is heard in the ears. It is a low and ancient frequency, a language of the earth itself. They move with a surprising grace, their heavy feet falling softly on the grass. You watch them for a long time, marveling at their quiet strength and the deep bonds of family that hold them together. They are the guardians of the savanna, the architects of the land, carving paths through the grass and digging for water in the dry riverbeds. They are a part of the rhythm of the Green Sahara, a rhythm that is both powerful and peaceful. The wind picks up carrying the scent of acacia flowers, a sweet and delicate perfume that lingers in the air. You follow the scent to a small grove of trees, their twisted branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. In the branches you can see the dark shapes of birds tucked away for the night. They are silent, now their songs saved for the coming dawn. The world is at rest, a state of quiet anticipation, as if the land is holding its breath. You feel a sense of deep connection to this place, a feeling of belonging to a world that is both ancient and ever-changing. The savanna is a place of endless possibilities, a stage where the drama of life unfolds in the quietest of ways. You come across a dry riverbed, a wadi that was once a rushing torrent of water. Now it is a ribbon of white sand, reflecting the moonlight like a path of stars. You walk along the bank, feeling the cool sand between your toes. It is a place of stillness, a sanctuary from the wind. In the sand you can see the tracks of many different animals, a record of the night's activities. There are the delicate prints of gazelles, the heavy tracks of aurochs, and the broad pads of a lion. It is a map of the ecosystem, a story written in the earth. You follow the tracks, for a while imagining the encounters and the journeys they represent. The world is a tapestry of lives, interwoven in a complex and beautiful web. A group of hartebeests stands motionless in the grass, their long faces turned toward the moon. They are like statues of bronze, their bodies glowing in the soft light. You can see the steam from their breath rising in the cool air, a sign of the life that pulses within them. They are alert and watchful, their ears twitching at every sound. They are the sentinels of the plains, the ones who notice the first shift in the wind or the slightest movement in the grass. You stand still and watch them, feeling a sense of shared presence, a connection that transcends language and time. We are all part of the same story, the same journey through the night. The silence is deep and profound, a silence that is not an absence of sound, but a presence of peace. It is a silence that allows you to hear the beating of your own heart and the soft whisper of your own thoughts. You let the silence wash over you, like a cool stream, cleansing your mind and calming your soul. The world is a mirror reflecting back the stillness that lies within you. You are at peace with the world and with yourself. The green Sahara is a place of healing, a sanctuary for the weary traveler. You breathe in the cool night air and feel it filling your lungs with life and vitality. In the distance, a solitary baobab tree stands like a giant sentinel, its thick trunk and gnarled branches reaching toward the stars. It is an ancient tree, a witness to the passage of centuries. It has seen the rains come and go, the herds rise and fall, and the people live and die. It is a symbol of resilience and endurance, a testament to the power of life to persist in the face of change. You walk toward the tree, feeling its presence like a steady hand on your shoulder. It is a place of grounding, a point of stability in a world of constant movement. You lean against its rough bark and feel the strength of the earth flowing through you. The stars begin to fade as the first light of dawn touches the horizon. It is a soft and gentle light, a pale blue and violet that slowly spreads across the sky. The world begins to wake with the first chirps of the birds and the soft rustle of the grass. The night is ending, but its peace remains, a lingering presence in the air. You feel a sense of gratitude for the night, for the silence, and for the beauty of the green Sahara. It is a gift that you will carry with you as you move forward into the new day. The world is a place of endless wonder, a mystery that is waiting to be discovered again and again. You pass by a small pool of water, its surface as smooth as a mirror. The moon is reflected in the water, a perfect circle of silver. A small frog sits on the edge of the pool, its throat pulsing with a soft croak. It is a simple and beautiful moment, a reminder of the life that exists in every corner of this land. You watch the frog, for a moment feeling a sense of wonder at the complexity of its existence. Every creature, no matter how small, has a place in the story of the green Sahara. Every life is a part of the whole, a thread in the tapestry of time. The savanna is wide and open, a landscape of endless horizons. You feel a sense of freedom, a feeling of being able to go anywhere and be anything. The world is your home, and you are its child. You walk with a light and easy step, feeling the energy of the earth rising up through your feet. You are a part of the land, and the land is a part of you. The green Sahara is a place of transformation, a place where you can find your true self. You let the beauty of the land fill you with joy and peace. A herd of gazelles leaps through the grass, their bodies moving with a fluid and effortless grace. They are like flashes of light in the shadows, their white tails bobbing like small flags. You watch them for a long time, enchanted by their beauty and their speed. They are the spirit of the savanna, the ones who embody the freedom and the energy of the land. You feel a sense of exhilaration as you watch them, a feeling of being alive and present in the moment. The world is a place of movement and change, a dance of life and death. The air is cooling now. As the night reaches its deepest point, you can feel the chill on your skin, a refreshing and invigorating sensation. You wrap your arms around yourself and take a deep breath, feeling the cold air filling your lungs. It is a moment of clarity, a moment of being fully present in your body. You are here in the green Sahara, and everything is as it should be. The world is a perfect and beautiful place, and you are a part of its perfection. You let the peace of the night settle into your bones and feel yourself drifting into a state of deep and restful sleep. You see the silhouette of a pride of lions resting in the tall grass. They are silent and still, their powerful bodies relaxed and at ease. You can see the rise and fall of their chests as they breathe a rhythmic and steady sound. They are the kings of the savanna, the ones who command respect and admiration. You feel a sense of awe as you watch them, a feeling of being in the presence of greatness. They are a part of the balance of the ecosystem, the ones who keep the herds strong and healthy. You watch them for a long time, feeling a sense of peace and security. The wind whispers. Through the acacia trees, a soft and soothing sound. It is a sound that has been heard for thousands of years, a sound that connects you to the past and to the future. You let the sound carry you away into a world of dreams and imagination. The green Sahara is a place of magic, a place where the impossible becomes possible. You are a traveler in this land, a witness to its beauty and its mystery. You are at peace with the world and with yourself. The night is a sanctuary, a place of rest and renewal. You pass by a rock outcrop, its dark shape looming like a fortress in the night. The rock is cold and hard, a contrast to the soft grass and the warm earth. You can see the ancient carvings on the rock, the stories of the people who once lived here. They are stories of hunting and gathering, of family and community, of life and death. They are a record of the human spirit, a testament to our connection to the land. You touch the rock, feeling the history that is etched into its surface. You are a part of this history, a link in the chain of life. The moon is low in the sky, its light beginning to fade. The stars are still bright, but they are no longer the only source of light. The horizon is beginning to glow with the first hints of dawn. The world is changing, shifting from the quiet of the night to the energy of the day. You feel a sense of anticipation, a feeling of being on the verge of something new and exciting. The green Sahara is a place of endless beginnings, a place where every day is a new adventure. You are ready to face the day with a clear mind and a peaceful heart. You walk toward the edge of the savanna, where the grass gives way to the rocky foothills of the mountains. The land is rising. Now, the air becoming thinner and cooler. You can see the dark peaks of the mountains silhouetted against the sky, their jagged edges like the teeth of a giant. It is a place of power and mystery, a place where the earth meets the sky. You feel a sense of excitement as you approach the mountains, a feeling of being drawn towards something greater than yourself. The green Sahara is a land of many faces, a land that is always revealing new secrets. The grass is thinner here and the trees are more sparse. You can see the tracks of mountain goats in the rocky soil, their small hooves leaving delicate prints. The world is becoming more rugged and wild, a place where only the strongest and most resilient can survive. You feel a sense of respect for the creatures that call this place home, a feeling of admiration for their strength and their endurance. We are all part of the same struggle, the same journey through life. The green Sahara is a place of challenges and rewards, a place where you can find your true strength. The light is growing stronger. Now, as the sun begins to rise above the horizon. It is a brilliant and golden light that fills the world with warmth and energy. The savanna is transformed into a sea of light, its colors vibrant and alive. You feel a sense of wonder as you watch the sunrise, a feeling of being witness to a miracle. The world is a place of beauty and grace, a place where every moment is a gift. You are grateful for this day, for this land, and for this life. The green Sahara is a place of endless possibilities, a place where your dreams can come true. We move now toward the high stone ramparts of the ancient mountains, where the wind speaks in a different tongue, and the secrets of the green Sahara are etched into the very bone of the earth. The ascent is slow and steady as you move through the jagged corridors of stone. Your feet find purchase on the rough volcanic rock which still holds the faint residual warmth of the previous day. The air here is different, sharper, and filled with the scent of wild lavender and ancient cedar. It is a scent that carries the weight of millennia, a fragrance that has drifted through these high valleys for thousands of years. You pause to catch your breath, leaning against a massive block of granite that has been smoothed by the winds of time. The valley below is still bathed in the soft purple shadows of the early morning, but the peaks above are already catching the first golden rays of the sun. It is a moment of profound silence, a moment when the world seems to hold its breath in anticipation of the coming day. You can hear the distant trickle of a mountain stream, a silver thread of water, cascading down the rock face and vanishing into the lush greenery of the valley floor. As you climb higher, the vegetation changes, becoming more resilient and specialized. You see the gnarled trunks of the Saharan cypress, their ancient wood twisted into fantastic shapes by the relentless wind. These trees are living fossils, remnants of a cooler, wetter past that have found sanctuary in the high reaches of the mountains. Their deep green needles are dusted with the morning dew which sparkles like diamonds in the growing light. You reach out and touch the rough bark of a tree that has stood for more than 2,000 years, feeling the slow pulse of life within its ancient heart. High above, on a narrow ledge, a herd of Barbary sheep watches your progress with quiet curiosity. Their curved horns and thick sandy coats make them almost invisible against the rocky backdrop. They are the masters of these heights, moving with a grace and agility that is truly breathtaking. You watch as they leap effortlessly from one narrow foothold to another, their movements as fluid as water flowing over stone. They are a part of the mountain as much as the rocks and the trees, a testament to the endurance of life in this rugged and beautiful land. The sun is higher now, its warmth beginning to penetrate the cool mountain air. You reach a wide plateau that offers a panoramic view of the green Sahara, stretching out as far as the eye can see. It is a sight of incredible beauty, a vast tapestry of emerald plains, sapphire lakes, and silver rivers, all shimmering in the golden light of the morning. You can see the dark ribbons of forest that line the watercourses and the vast expanses of savanna, where herds of elephants and giraffes roam freely. It is a world of abundance and life, a world that is full of wonder and mystery. You find a comfortable spot to sit on the edge of the plateau, your legs dangling over the precipice. The world below seems so far away, its sounds muffled by the distance and the wind. You feel a sense of peace and tranquility, a feeling of being connected to something much larger than yourself. The green Sahara is a land of endless stories, a land that has seen the rise and fall of countless generations. You are just a brief visitor in this ancient and timeless place, a witness to its beauty and its grace. In the shadow of a nearby overhang, you discover a gallery of ancient rock art painted by the people who called these mountains home thousands of years ago. The figures are simple yet expressive, depicting the animals and the rituals of their daily lives. You see images of hunters with bows and arrows, of dancers moving in a rhythmic circle, and of the great beasts that shared their world. The colors are still vibrant, the ochres and charcoals as fresh as if they were applied only yesterday. It is a powerful and moving connection to the past, a reminder of the enduring spirit of humanity. You trace the outline of a painted giraffe, with your finger feeling the texture of the stone beneath your touch. These artists saw the same mountains, the same valleys, and the same golden sunrise that you are seeing now. They felt the same sense of wonder and awe at the beauty of the world, and they sought to capture it in their art. You are a part of their story, a link in the chain of human experience that stretches back through the millennia. The Green Sahara is a place of memory and reflection, a place where the past and the present meet. The heat of the day is beginning to rise, and the air is filled with the hum of insects and the calls of birds. You watch as a pair of Varro's eagles soar effortlessly on the thermals, their broad wings catching the sunlight. They are the kings of the sky, looking down on their vast and green empire with keen and watchful eyes. You feel a sense of envy for their freedom, for their ability to glide through the air and see the world from such a magnificent perspective. The world is a place of endless possibilities, a place where every creature has its own unique and vital role to play. You move toward a hidden gelter, a deep and cool pool of water tucked away in a shaded canyon. The water is crystal clear and perfectly still, reflecting the blue of the sky and the green of the surrounding vegetation. You sit by the water's edge and watch as small fish dart among the submerged rocks, their silver scales flashing in the light. It is a place of quiet beauty, a sanctuary from the heat and the light of the sun. You feel a sense of deep relaxation as you listen to the gentle sound of water dripping from the rocks above. The Green Sahara is a land of contrasts, a land of high mountains and deep valleys, of lush forests and open savannas. It is a land that is always changing, always evolving, shifting with the cycles of the earth and the sky. You are a witness to this change, a part of this evolution, a link in the endless chain of life. You feel a sense of gratitude for the opportunity to experience this world, for the chance to see its beauty and to feel its power. The world is a gift, and every moment is a treasure. As the sun reaches its zenith, you find a cool and shaded cave to rest in its interior, smelling of damp earth and ancient stone. You lie down on the soft, sandy floor and close your eyes, listening to the sounds of the mountain. You can hear the wind whistling through the narrow crevices and the distant calls of the Barbary sheep. It is a peaceful and soothing sound, a lullaby that speaks of the enduring strength and the timeless beauty of the Green Sahara. You feel your body becoming heavy and relaxed, your mind drifting into a state of deep and restful sleep. In your dreams you see the Green Sahara as it was and as it will be again, a land of endless life and beauty. You see the great rivers flowing through the plains and the vast forests teeming with life. You see the people who once called this land home, their voices echoing through the valleys and their songs filling the air. It is a world of harmony and balance, a world where every creature and every plant is a part of a grand and beautiful design. You are a part of this design, a thread in the tapestry of life that is woven through the ages. The Green Sahara is a place of beginnings and endings, a place where the desert and the garden meet in a delicate and eternal dance. You are a part of this dance, a participant in the great cycle of life and death, of growth and decay. You feel a sense of peace and acceptance, a feeling of being exactly where you are meant to be. The world is a place of wonder and grace, and you are a part of its story. You sleep now in the cool embrace of the mountain, your dreams filled with the beauty and the mystery of the green Sahara. The light in the cave is soft and diffused, a gentle glow that bathes everything in a warm and comforting light. You feel a sense of safety and security, a feeling of being protected by the ancient stone walls. The mountain is a place of power and mystery, a place where the earth and the sky meet in a silent and eternal embrace. You are a part of this embrace, a part of the mountain and a part of the world. You are at peace with yourself and with the world around you. The wind outside is soft and gentle, a whisper that carries the scent of the green Sahara into the cave. It is a scent of life and growth, a fragrance that speaks of the enduring power of nature. You breathe in deeply, filling your lungs with the fresh and clean air, and you feel a sense of renewal and revitalization. The world is a place of endless beauty and grace, and you are grateful for every moment that you have spent in its embrace. You are a part of the green Sahara, and the green Sahara is a part of you. As you drift deeper into sleep, the boundaries between the past, the present, and the future begin to blur. You see the land as it changes through the ages, the green savanna slowly giving way to the golden sands of the desert, and the desert in turn becoming a garden, once again. It is a slow and majestic process, a dance of time and climate that has been playing out for millions of years. You are a part of this dance, a witness to the eternal cycle of the earth. You feel a sense of awe and reverence for the power and the beauty of the natural world. The green Sahara is a testament to the resilience of life, a reminder that even in the most challenging environments, life will find a way to thrive. It is a place of hope and inspiration, a place where the beauty of the world is always on display. You carry this beauty with you in your heart and in your mind, a source of strength and comfort in the years to come. You are a part of the green Sahara, and its story is your story as well. The world is quiet now. The only sound, the soft breathing of the mountain as it rests in the midday sun. You are a part of this silence, a part of this peace, a part of this eternal and beautiful land. You sleep deeply and peacefully, your dreams filled with the light and the life of the green Sahara. The journey has been long and beautiful, and you have found your way home to the heart of the ancient and green world. The cycle of time continues, its silent and majestic work, as the secrets of the green Sahara are etched into the very bone of the earth, waiting for the next traveler to discover them. Thank you for wandering through deep time with me tonight. Until next time, on Forgotten Habitats, sleep well.